Hi, welcome to Market Insights. This is Caravel Concepts' weekly analysis of economic and political events and their potential impacts on financial markets. Let's get started. So, the good news this week is the voting is over. The bad news this week is that the counting is not. And we still don't know for sure who is the President of the United States. The financial markets have been on a tear for the last 48 hours. And before I say this next part, I need to make crystal clear that this is my interpretation of events, and even if I'm right about what the market is pricing in, we have seen several times in the last 5 years that markets have priced in the wrong political outcome and had to reverse themselves really quickly when the truth finally came out. But with all those caveats having been said, we believe that what financial markets are anticipating is what we described in our Strategic Insights publication as the best possible outcome short term for equity prices. And that is that there will be a Biden presidency with a Republican control of the Senate. We said in the Strategic Insights from last week that if that occurred, that would be a Goldilocks combination for financial markets, because a Biden presidency would push for a very large stimulus package, which means that the Federal Reserve would have to print a great deal of money to finance that stimulus package, and that's great for asset prices. By the same token, Republican control of the Senate would pretty much so ensure that there's not going to be major tax increases on corporate America. In our opinion, the new Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, the same as the old Senate Majority Leader, is not going to introduce a bill that raises taxes materially on corporate America. Equity markets seem convinced of this outcome, and they are celebrating with major rallies. We still have lots of votes to count, and there are several states that have not yet been declared. So all of this could change on a dime once vote counting is completed and we actually can declare with confidence who the winner of the presidential election is. Having said that, let's assume for the moment that financial markets are right. Let's assume for the moment that current indications as to the winners stay in place. All right, that means we're going to have a Biden presidency. We're going to have a Republican Senate. We are going to have an increased Republican presence in the House of Representatives. Now, we've already covered what we think that means short term for financial markets. Really good things. Let's take one moment to talk about what it means for America. Because I think one of the more difficult aspects of this election has been, it was, let's face facts, essentially a tie. We were really close to having Donald Trump as president. We were really close to having Joe Biden. And the ultimate implications is that we as a country remain very fraught and divided over the direction that we should be taking. And as we move into the holiday season, we as a country kind of have to deal with that. And my wife and I have talked about this, prayed about this an awful lot. And I just want to tell you how we feel like we're going to be dealing with it. And that is, you have some people who say, I cannot believe that my friends and family voted for somebody who says and does the things that Donald Trump says. And you have other people who say, I can't believe that my friends and family would vote for Joe Biden representing a party that has, AOC and Bernie Sanders and socialism. And I just can't get past the fact that that's what they are supporting. And I think what we're going to suggest is think less about how they think that these different candidates might act in office, and ask instead, what do they hope these candidates would achieve? And if you really believe that the people that you care about want either a fascist dictatorship on the one side or a Stalinist dictatorship on the other side, hey, maybe they aren't good friends, and maybe you don't invite them for Thanksgiving even though they're family. But I suspect that's not what you really believe. I think you believe that they really want the same things for this country that you do. That kids don't go hungry at night, that we don't have to worry about health care, that our economy is strong and our country is respected and we love one another and things are great. We just have different opinions as to the best path to get those outcomes. And I think if we can agree that our friends and family share those values and share that hope for the ultimate end goal, the fact that we disagree on the best person and the best process for getting to those goals, I sure hope we can get past that. Thanks for joining us for Market Insights. We hope you found it informative. If you'd like more of our research and commentary, you can subscribe at the link below, or you can check out our website, caravelconcepts.com. Thanks.